DeSantis' influence continues to nosedive, even in the state of Florida. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, and today it is time that we talk about the 2024 Republican presidential primary. Because everyone, yet again, DeSantis is back in the news. And for what could very well be the worst article his campaign has seen so far. Because according to Politico and many sources, DeSantis' influence is not only imploding in the rest of the country, but even the state he governs in Florida. It appears his influence, because of this garbage presidential campaign, is evaporating by the second. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody, and again, I don't want to talk with DeSantis every other episode for YouTube, but guess what? I cannot just ignore these articles showing this. Because quite frankly, this is scary, what's happening to DeSantis. Because just think about it, last year, no, even 4 or 5 months ago, people thought he was the future of the GOP after Trump. In fact, many thought, including myself, that he could have beaten Trump next year. But guess what? His campaign has gotten so bad that any future national campaign's all but dead. But it seems like even in the state of Florida, his once big influence over the state, because, you know, he's the governor and really the most powerful in the country when you really look at it, well, looks like that influence is nosediving. I mean, this is not good. And we'll get to the Scott Walker stuff in a second, because this reminds me of exactly what happened to Scott Walker after his failed campaign in 2015, which we'll get to in a minute. Let's talk about this. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is losing clout in his own state of Florida. College boards stacked with DeSantis appointees are rejecting job candidates with ties to the governor. The chair of the Republican Party of Florida urged executive committee members to attend old GOP candidate events, giving cover to party faithful who want to attend dinner at Mar-a-Lago with former President Trump. And the board that oversees most of Florida's affordable housing programs this month placed on leave its executive director, who was helped into the job by a top DeSantis advisor. Is DeSantis realizing what's happening in his own state? Because the college board, which I'm glad he did get different people in there, that's a positive thing. The fact that they're just rejecting his people that are close to the governor, is nobody going to mention that? I mean, all this stuff DeSantis did, it's like, yeah, you did all this good stuff, but you still got a couple of years. You're just forgetting that you're still the governor? And the college boards, which you effectively appointed, they're just not hiring people that are close to you? That's not good. Not good at all. And that, in my opinion, that's just the first sign that even the people that you appointed, they're not even hiring the people that you want. It's like, this isn't like Trump where, you know, some of the court stuff happened when he was out of the presidency. You're still the governor of Florida, and you're having these problems already? Interviews with nearly 24 lobbyists, political consultants, and lawmakers revealed that DeSantis' struggles as a presidential candidate have already eroded his influence in Florida. There's widespread expectation that his candidacy will end in failure. His standing at home may depend on how long he slugs forward in the presidential campaign, and how he will manage his exit from the race if he eventually drops out. This is 100% what happened with Scott Walker. This is time we do a little history lesson, everybody. Before 2015, when the same people that ran DeSantis' campaign to the ground this time around, they were running Scott Walker's campaign. Before that, again, you think I'm joking? The same people that ran Scott Walker's campaign, they're in the DeSantis campaign now. Go figure. But before 2015, when Scott Walker collapsed, it seemed like he was unbeatable. It seemed like he was the most influential, one of the most influential Republicans in the country. He won not only in 2010 for the governorship, but won 2012 in a recall. The first time ever somebody that got recalled won that election. And then you had 2014, he won in a landslide. Which again, it was because of red wave, but not only that, he was having a damn effective governorship. I mean, he got Act 10 passed, which thank God for that. He went after the teacher unions. He got some very conservative stuff passed, with arguably a smaller majority than whatever DeSantis had. But it's like, does that remind you of something? But then the political consultants and the GOP establishment said, 2016 is your year. We'll help fund you, all right? Just run. And they ran his campaign. It was doing all right. Then Trump entered. And he listened to those people and they say, well, make fun of Trump for being part of the Celebrity Apprentice. Well, that backfired horribly. And, well, he dropped out before even a vote was cast in Iowa. So, that's a quick history lesson. And after that, Scott Walker went from unbeatable, very popular, seen as the future of the GOP, to losing in 2018 to Tony Evers, having bad approval ratings, bunch of scandals, influence out the window, really got nothing done in his last 2 years. That's sounding familiar with what's happening here. But at least with Walker, that was slow. That was like a 3-4 year collapse. This is under 6 months. Now, it may just be a matter of time before Florida Republicans, one unflinchingly loyal, seek distance from DeSantis and his hardball governing methods. You don't get the assumption they are measuring drapes anymore. They are waiting for him to drop out. One longtime Republican consultant in Tallahassee said of those working for the governor, the consultant, like others quoting the story, were of course anonymous. So you never know who said it, but this isn't just like one guy in the Washington Post that said, 5 years ago, I heard Donald Trump said something mean about somebody. This is like somebody directly working with the governor and other people that are saying the same thing. It's not like one anonymous source. It's multiple people showing the same information. And we even heard about this back a couple months ago. Now it's just starting to intensify a little bit. State Representative Daniel Perez, the Miami Republican in line to become the next House Speaker, urged his GOP colleagues this week to move more carefully in the future, saying that, quote, the problem with welding the power of government like a hammer is that the people start looking like nails. Which, my opinion is if you got power, use it effectively. That's what you did in Florida. Republicans were granted basically unlimited power. I can see that you don't want, like, the government to knock down doors at 3 a.m. I understand that, but it's like, it sounds like they're so worried about what's going to happen with DeSantis that they're just going to pull back a little bit saying, okay, dude, we may agree with a lot of your policies, but you're causing a lot of problems for us. Perez insisted his comment was not a message to the governor, but added, that being said, the legislator can't work alone. The legislator works with the governor. And no matter how he framed his comments, Perez's words were being viewed as a rejoinder to DeSantis. One Tallahassee lobbyist said it was a signal that the conveyor belt legislator that passed whatever DeSantis wanted is coming to an end. Which is terrible. That is not good. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of some of these people in the state legislature. There are some big rhinos. But I think they're starting to get worried that this guy's popularity is imploding. Everything he does seems to piss more people off, and it's not doing anything. I think we should just chill out for a second, which is not good. I think they would want to pass stuff DeSantis wants, but if it's becoming toxic to even talk about, is it really worth it? Don't know about that one. DeSantis is one of Florida's most powerful governors and has used his influence and sway over the past 5 years to transform politics in the state, including getting the Republican-controlled legislator to bow to his agenda, which is good. He reshaped the state's education system by installing allies in top university positions and pushed legislation that limits how race and gender are taught. Again, these are good things, and that's not what people are talking about. Don't give me this crap that now people realize it's bad. Bullshit. They're not talking about this, that this is the problem. The problem with DeSantis recently is he's making so many damn mistakes lately that doesn't matter what he does, it seems like it's negative. And that's why I think the state legislator is saying that we gotta slow down, we gotta chill out for a second here. We gotta talk some things over. But DeSantis' trouble on the campaign trail have emboldened some in his party who are exhausted by his aggressive tactics. The state party last week rescinded a loyalty pledge that would have obligated the GOP primary candidates to endorse the eventual Republican presidential nominee, a stunning turnaround made at the behest of Trump supporters and against DeSantis' wishes. Good. Because I never was that big of a fan of these loyalty pledges. They're full of crap. You know, it's like Ted Cruz said, I'm going to support whoever the nominee is, and then bashes Trump at the convention. Those loyalty pledges mean nothing. So what's the point of having them? A major lobbyist in Tallahassee said, there's no love lost between the legislator and DeSantis. They are faking it. They are waiting long enough to see the king drain of all of his power. It's a slow motion coup. That's why I see it as too. The legislator, they're just saying, okay, well, you're kind of useless. We're just going to do whatever we want. So at this point, it's like, what advantages does DeSantis have? Name one. He's an effective governor. He was. But he's losing his extremely loyal legislator by the day. You just start reading at this, it's like, none of this is good. It's just people are bailing on him left and right. The legislator's telling him to go F himself. This isn't good. And it's not because he passed conservative stuff. A lot of the stuff he did was good. But in recent months, his incompetence has gotten the best of him. And a lot of the positive things he did is being overshadowed by pure stupidity on the campaign, where it seems like everything this guy touches turns toxic. It doesn't end well for anybody. But who knows? Hopefully he can turn around and realize, okay, this candidacy is over. I'm going to drop out and try to regain some semblance of control in the Florida legislature. Because I don't want to get stuck with some big fat rhino controlling the state next year, or in a couple of years. I don't. I hope DeSantis realizes, this is stupid, I'm done, I'm not going to be the president for now, if probably ever. So I'm going to go back to Florida, try to get my momentum going again, and see what happens in the future. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.